at the end of the day, like, dude, there was something that we also wanted to kind of chime in on, right? R-Truth. So because he returned at Money in the Bank, there was a lot of chatter happening. Was this a work? Was it not? So I know that we have a few thoughts on this, and I kind of wanted to open the floor here because we had kind of like a little teaser in our group chat about this situation. Who wants to take the lead on this one?
Yeah, I'll start.
Oh,
I'm looking at you, Jay. I'm looking at you, Jay.
I can't
Love
see
it.
you. I don't really.
Let's fucking
It doesn't
go.
even.
Hold on,
You're looking at me.
Hold on,
Let's fucking go.
Hold on, let me put my box next to yours, bro. Hold on, 1 second. Let me put my box next to you.
You can move me to the side if you want. Put two in the middle.
I'm just spectating.
No.
Yeah, me and Cousin will get our popcorn real quick.
No, okay. So this is how I look at it.
Promo time.
This is from my perspective, all right? So when I saw Truth come back, I was looking at it from a fan perspective. I wanted to believe. I really wanted to believe. Because we're in an era of WWE pulling one over on us all the time. Like, I mean, pulling swerves on us left and right. Yeah. Like, they have like a habit of pulling stuff out of left field that they just pulled another swerve on us. And then they had just pulled the next biggest swerve on us. I wanted to believe that they had pulled like the biggest swerve that they had pulled in the longest time. So when R-Truth came back, I was like, holy fuck. They pulled the biggest one yet over everybody. And I mean everybody. Everybody in the back. All the fans. I mean, they did everybody. We got
guys in the match.
Yes. Yeah. Everybody. And then, and then Triple H goes into the post conference. Somebody asked him, I don't know if you heard all the chatter online, everybody saying they want R-Truth, and he goes, and he jokingly says, no, I didn't hear any of it. Laughs it off, and then he goes, no, seriously, what's up? And he goes, well, and then the guy goes, well, if you haven't heard about it, what you think about it? He goes, well, did you like the show? And then the guy goes, yeah, I love the show. He goes, well, it's all part of the show. And in my head, I'm like, okay, well, he probably worked us then. So that's when I was talking to JoJo about it. And then JoJo brought it up to me that, what is his name? Ron Killing's son said his cap. I was like, damn, bro. Uh-huh. You know what? This is one of those things where it's like, listen, going back to being, whereas it's like blurring the lines between being part of the IWC and just being a fan, right? Sometimes it sucks wanting to know everything and wanting to just be a fan. Because then now the information is so readily available. And because it's so readily available, and because we're so, especially like for us, we're so entrenched in wrestling, right? This is something that we're so entrenched in. And it's not something that we've just been a part of recently. This is something that we've grown up in, right? This is something that all of us have watched since we were kids. So we know the history of what wrestling is. So we've grown up in an era where we didn't know what was going to happen the next week. But nowadays, we can find out what's happening weeks before it's going to happen. Huh. And it's kind of hard, you know what I mean? Like when it's blurring the lines, and then like Triple H is saying, like, he doesn't like it when when the fans are hijacking creative and all that stuff. And it's not that we're hijacking creative. We're voicing our opinion to what we think that we like. Of course, we're gonna be opinionated on what we like and what we don't like. And there's certain things we're gonna like, certain things we're not gonna like, and we're gonna have opinions on the product. And R-Truth was one of those things. It's like, dude, you know, I understand that you don't. I understand that you guys may have let R-Truth's contract expire because maybe he didn't fit the idea of what you guys thought the product should be at the time. But what everybody else, as far as your fan base, as far as your worker base, had thought of R-Truth, they thought of him as a staple within the community of your workers. You know, they thought different, and that's like where the split between the upper brass and your actual workhorses differed. And you guys know I'm a big Triple H fan, and I back Triple H, bro. I back Triple H all the way, but this is one of those times I gotta tell Triple H, man, fucking calm your tits, bro. Calm your tits, bro. It's not that serious. I mean, the IWC can get kind of fucking wild sometimes. I think the IWC gets toxic, dude. IWC gets super toxic, hella toxic. Like, I mean, so toxic that like the IWC can get to the point, and like I've experienced it firsthand, where they can get to the point where they get so comfortable saying things because they're behind a keyboard and a mouse that they wouldn't say this kind of stuff to somebody in person, because like really like half the things that have been said to me like online, they wouldn't say that kind of stuff to me in person. I punch them straight in the mouth. But like, like straight up, like straight up, bro. Like, I mean, honestly, like, but and I'll say it's way different. It's way different when I've met people in person at like live events, at WWE events and all that stuff. But as far as like, but I mean, I'm just kind of ranting right now. But as far as like Ron Killings, dude, like, I'm just kind of glad he's back. I'm kind of glad that he's gotten that one contract, whatever contract he's gotten. I made assumptions in the beginning that, hey, fuck, it was a work. It is what it is. Me and Jay had some words with about a video that this woman had. I guess we can go into that discussion after, which also includes.
No, she doesn't get a plug. She doesn't get a plug in our podcast.
Okay,
Hell no, man. That's trash.
Yeah, nah, she's not. Yeah,
that's trash, man.
She is trash. She is
man.
trash.
You don't get no plug.
Nah, she is trash. She's borderline misinformation.
Hey, be nice.
Yeah,
okay.
Jay, be nice.
Okay. Let's just say we strongly disagree with her. We
I
disagree with her.
I agree.
Okay?
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, we strongly disagree with that. I don't ever want our podcast to be like that, man.
Nah, yeah. But yeah, I'm glad R-Truth is back. But I made some assumptions in the beginning. I thought it was a work, but you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things, man. Like, you can't. It's hard to trust whatever they say on TV nowadays. It's whether it's a work, or if they're lying to us. It's hard to tell what they're doing nowadays.
So before Jay goes into his piece, was it a work or was it not a work for you?
Nah, it wasn't a work. It wasn't a work. I thought it was. Okay. I thought it was in the beginning, but it's not.
Okay. Jay?
Cap.
Well, Jojo got a big one.
Cap.
Jojo got a big cap.
Big cap.
Okay. My problem here is just, I guess, I don't know if this podcast counts as we're IWC or whatnot. I just see
yes,
like,
we are.
Well, I know.
I'm not going to deny that.
We are.
That's what I'm saying, right? So we're kind of part of this, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, we're just kicking it. We're talking shop. It's kicked back. It's laid back. It ain't that serious. We want that. We are fans, right? So I try to personally, I try to stay away from the IWC toxic culture or the rumors or these news sites that are trying to be news, but they're not news. They don't know shit. They're just trying to get clicks. They're just trying to get views. They're just trying to put out content for you to start start a discussion so you can comment on their shit, right? But most of the shit they say, not true. None of it. Um, I'll give you an example, right? Is that all of a sudden everybody knew what was going on with R-Truth. Everybody knew this. His contract was thick. All of a sudden they know. The only people who know what's going on with that contract is one, R-Truth, the top level executives, and the people that WWE says, hey, throw some misinformation there. Because they're smart. They use the internet. They use social media to put out some misinformation there, to go and sell something. Because look what's happening. We're talking about it, right? So whether Ron Killing's response is a work or it's real, hey man, I'm all out for the ride. It's making his character good. So he should ride that train. Work it. If it's a work, dope job. If it's a shoot, dope job. Like it's still, we're talking about him. You know, I like that. But all of a sudden, all these rumors sites and all these news sites, they're talking about like, we knew this, we knew that, we knew that. But you guys didn't know nothing. Because did y'all know R-Truth was going to come out? Nah, y'all didn't know that. So shut your mouths, dog. Right? And then I was going to say, like, the loudest "We Want Truth" chants, right, was in that SmackDown. But we went to two live events. It wasn't that loud. It was sporadic. It wasn't like the whole arena was chanting it. I know that. I was there. It was like sporadic. I even told the guy, hey, Triple H is out there. Go say your "I Want Truth" chant now. Nah, silence. These guys didn't even say it when Triple H came out for the AAA event, right?
Oh yeah.
They would say it sporadic. They would say it sporadically during the main event of Logan Paul, Jey Uso, and them. I heard it a little bit there, but it wasn't never like a deafening chant of "We want truth, we want truth," right? So whether these guys said, okay, you know, we got something with R-Truth here. We're going to work at this. He still has a contract with us. Whether they reworked it or said, okay, it's going to still expire, but we're going to give you this run. Whatever. We don't know. We're not in the room with these motherfuckers. These guys, whatever it is, I like it. So Triple H, if you're blowing smoke, it's part of the show. And that's okay. Because I haven't been this surprised since like the NWO days. So yes, as a fan, I love it. I love being surprised. I love being shocked by like thing because these rumor sites are telling you Jacob Fatu coming, JC Mateo coming, and no, actually they didn't even know JC Mateo was coming. Didn't even know. All of a sudden, everybody knew, right? Once JC Mateo made his debut, all of a sudden, all these rumor sites know, hey, JC Mateo came out. This is this. He had to sign his contract. Like, Dick, y'all didn't know he came out. You didn't say shit till he came out. So y'all just trying to spread misinformation, toxic stuff, trying to get your clickbaits and all that stuff. By the way, go comment, subscribe, and like our shit.
Yeah.
So to clarify, Jay, did you think it was a work or
Parts of it.
what parts?
I mean, maybe he was going to get released, and they said, you know what? You still have a little bit of a contract with us. Why don't we rework it this way? You know, use it, right? Because then it's smart. It's smart of them to listen to the fan base, right? And then but then all of a sudden, he's in the main event scene. I mean, don't fuck this up, WWE. Do not. You have something. You caught lightning in a bottle. You caught something. I don't know what you got something here. People are tuning in. People are interested. And even if it's a work or shoot, whatever Ron Killings is saying on Twitter or X, you want to call it X, it's working. People are talking about it.
Well, he did confirm it. He did confirm that it wasn't a work.
Again, is that
From
a
his
work
own.
or a shoot? Again, is that a work or a shoot? He's got a character now. So I don't know. Like, you know?
So you're really set on the fact that it was a work. That's what it sounds like.
We can no one know. No one can 100% know this.
No, but no, it's just a matter of what your
I'm just
perspective
saying,
is.
my perspective is clear. If Ron Killing, if this is a work, it's good. If it's a shoot, it's good, because I can't tell you 100% no that Ron Killing tweeting that stuff is a work or a shoot. But it's great because it gets people talking like we're doing about it.
Hmm.
Right?
But because and I get what you're saying.
Because
See,
can you
but the thing is-
100% know that's cap or it's real? You don't. There's no one can say that.
I'm gonna go off of what the actual wrestler said, which in this case are truth, right? Ron Killings, whoever want or whatever we want to call him. So, you know, the only things I'm gonna go off of at this point is the fact that his son called cap on Triple H's comment about it being part of the show, and then that one other tweet that Ron Killings had was saying that it was not a work. Those are the two things I'm going off of. I'm not going off of any dirt sheets or whatnot. So,
but are you 100% sure that's a cap or not? See,
then it's just me calling them a liar. Then you know what I mean. That's what I'm saying. So if I'm going to go off of, again, the specific individual that got the contract and they're saying that this was not a work, then okay, it is what it is, right? And yes, we're gonna think otherwise if we're gonna think, oh, maybe he's still on it and maybe he's still in character. I don't know. Well, it is what it is. Everybody's gonna have their own perspective on this. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna I'm gonna
what
clearly
if
say it wasn't a work based on the fact that
he said it?
Ron Killings said that it wasn't a work.
But what if
That's
it-
what I'm
on,
saying.
But what if on his contract it said he has to say that?
So, you know, this is the funny part. I was kind of having a conversation about this, but then now this is kind of me going down this rabbit hole, right?
Yeah,
like, am I
yeah,
overanalyzing this part?
Might
Probably.
be.
So I'm thinking, okay, maybe the whole R-Truth thing did actually happen. Maybe his contract ended as R-Truth because, look, we got merchandise. We got him coming out saying his name now, his real name, Ron Killings. What if the new contract specifically was made for that? Because at the end of the day, they're not lying. R-Truth probably did get released. His contract did not get extended.
Yeah.
But he has a new contract. It's Ron Killings.
Yeah.
So there's no lie about that piece.
Mhm.
If that's how we're gonna look at it. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna only go off of what that specific individual is saying. So, you know, no dirt sheets, none of that stuff involved with this, you know, with me kind of like putting my 2 cents on this part. So
Just taking it at face value.
I'm taking this as face value because, you know, I'm not going to say that I'm behind the scenes, even though people want to claim that. I know shit. I really don't. And at the same time, you know, I don't want to, you know, call people a liar when they're the actual person that's signing on the dotted line. Whether or not they're going to be in character, okay, fine, so be it. I think this doesn't have to get overblown.
Yeah.
I know that the IWC has been very vocal about it, and I know there's two oppositions as to how we're looking at it. Clearly, we just kind of discussed a little bit from Nick and Jay. At the same time, I also want to say, very similar to what Jay's saying, who gives a shit? He's fucking back, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the main point.
Yeah.
You get what?
We have him back.
Yes.
We
Don't
got
blow
him
this.
back.
Don't blow this.
100,
You're
bro,
vocal.
100.
You get what you
Not
want.
blow this.
Yeah.
Let's-
You were
Yeah,
heard.
like
Yeah.
let's move on. Let's move
Yeah.
forward.
Let's just
Let's
enjoy
be
'em.
happy.
Let's
Enjoy
get
it, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the main point here. And we get too fixated on the analytic part, which I was trying to refrain from, you know.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get put into this position, you know, that I'm not going to put it on anybody but myself here. But
Thank you for watching the LTS Wrestling Podcast. If you enjoyed that video, go ahead and click on the link to watch the full video. I'll see you on the side. Can you dig that, sucker?